Konnichiwa, Mademoiselle Rigatoni and Monsieur Kamikaze. Um, so I'll jump right to it. I talked in the last video about how I untethered myself from the seated position in meditation. These clowns tell you that you got to sit in the cross-legged position all the time in order to meditate. That's horseshit. Meditation is something that needs to be done all the time. The first thing about meditation, just like anything that needs to be done all the time, like brushing your teeth or combing your hair or taking a bath or anything else, it's not special. Meditation is not special. If anybody tells you that meditation is special, it's horse fluff, because it's not. Breathing's not special either. It's both special and not special. It's special in the sense that it keeps us alive, but it's not special in the sense that I'm doing it right now. Everybody's doing it. If everybody's doing it, it's not special. Okay? And meditation is not special. You know what's special? What special makes? Special makes expectation. Expectation is the cancer of reality. Okay? If you expect meditation, you know what? What I learned something. I thought I didn't have any talent for spiritual stuff. You know why? Hey, dude, I've had altered states of consciousness in other ways. Ways that got me locked up by the state in mental institutions. But when it came to like meditating, I never had any altered states of consciousness. I hear people talking about, well, I saw this stuff, man. It was, like deep states and bliss and all this. No, man, I didn't have anything like that. And I thought, meditation's not for me. That's bullshit. Okay? Anybody can meditate. Meditation's for everybody. And the first thing that I realized that I needed to realize was it's not about having some special experience, about having some. People say, well, it was August 8th, 2012, and I saw I saw a vision of Shiva and everything. Like, I'm not interested in that. I've seen what altered states of consciousness did to me. I remember back in the day I had altered states of consciousness. And then I woke up the next day and I was still a prick to the people around me and driving them crazy and making them wish they didn't know me. So what good did my altered states of consciousness do? Squat. No. I want something that works all the time. I don't want something that works some of the time. I don't want case-by-case basis. I want policy. Case-by-case basis is too sloppy. I need something that works all the time in every situation. I can't have a thought and say, well, I'll keep this thought or I'm not going to keep this thought. Right? No. That's case-by-case basis. Too clumsy. I need policy. So what is policy? So I look to the old Zen masters for policy. And let me tell you something. These guys, these guys are the shit. These guys do not fuck around, but they're not for everybody. See, it occurred to me, there's the East and then there's the West. I'm from the country. I'm from Mississippi. I'm from the West. I don't mean the Western United States. I mean, I'm from the Occident. And I'm from like some shithole in the Occident. Okay? There was a peanut field behind my house growing up. And I'm from whatever, right? Well, let's see. Where's my glasses? No. So I look to the east, right? And I'm from the country. I didn't know anything about these guys. But I must have, well, according to the Buddhists, I must have a karmic affinity with these guys because something stuck. Well, so I have this beautiful book, one of many in my spiritual library, The Compass of Zen by my boy Zen Master Sung Song. He's a badass dude. This guy, badass. He's my man. So he points out in the Zen Buddhism section, which is part 3 of this book, he's quoting from a famous line from some old sutra or whatever. It's mysterious. It gives me the shivers when I hear this. To pass through this gate, do not attach to any thinking that arises in the mind. To pass through this great gate called Zen, do not attach to any thinking that arises in the mind. Let's think about that. Do not attach to any ideas that arise in the mind. So what he's saying is, he's not saying don't have any thoughts. He's saying thoughts happen. A thought is an event. It's a noun. It happens. A random thought is called a random thought for a reason. It happens randomly. There's nothing we can do about it. So a random thought appears in my head, right? He says I'm not to attach to it. To pass through this great gate called Zen, you must not attach to any thought that appears in your mind, that arises in your mind. So we understand there's an arising, and there's nothing I can do about the arising of a thought, but you're damn straight there's something I can do about it once I have it. And that's where sustained equilibrium comes into play. See, because I've noticed something in the East, there's all this stuff like detachment, big ideas like detachment and emptiness that are very, very difficult were for me, man. Fucking hard stuff. I didn't understand it. I realized something. You know, like if you have an electric thing, oh hell, I don't have one. If you have an electric cord and it's a 3-prong and you only got a 2-prong outlet, you need an adapter. Sustained equilibrium. This is the East, the cord, the plug. This is the light socket. Won't fit. You need an adapter. That's sustained equilibrium. So, my boy Sung San here says, he points out, you must not be attached to any thought that arises in the mind. Now, so a thought arises in the mind. A thought is a noun. It's an event. Thinking is a verb. It's a process. Having a thought is not an option. It happens. Thinking is a choice. You can decide whether you think. You can choose in life whether you go around thinking about every little damn thing. Now we got a couple dogs around here. Little guys, little crazy dogs, right? And we love our dogs. And you know what our dogs love to do? They love to sniff around on the ground and pick up everything that they see on the ground in their mouths and chew on it. And that's what I did all my life. If a thought popped into my head, I'll take it. And I would stick a bunch of other thoughts onto it. Because you know what? A single thought, when it appears in the mind, it appears alone, just like we do in this world. Alone and naked. It appears alone in the mind. And a human thought, is the stickiest thing in the universe. Because this one lone thought, all it can do is advertise itself in the mind. I've showed up in the mind. Now start sticking other thoughts like me to myself. Start sticking thoughts to me. And that's what I used to do. Some thought would come in my head. I thought because a thought appeared in my head, I had to pay attention to it. So I stick another thought to it. Now I got thinking. See, I had a thought. Now I've stuck another thought attached to it. Now I have 2 thoughts. That's a process. That's a verb. That's thinking. That's a problem. Because just like my dogs, we got to hide everything that can hurt them on the ground. We got to vacuum the floor all the time, because if we drop anything dangerous, they will pick it up and eat it and die or suffer. Just like in my head, if whatever thought popped into my head, I would take it in my mouth, so to speak. Okay? See, the thing is, everything that has anything to do with biological life in this world is advertising itself. If you look at flowers, their colors are advertising themselves, trying to get you to look at them. Okay? Everything organic, from our eye color to our facial features to our hair color to all that stuff, is trying to attract attention. Our clothing, all this stuff, right? Our thoughts are the same way. Yeah. When a thought appears in our mind, it tries to attract itself. It tries to draw attention to itself. It advertises itself. Just like when you go fishing, you put a hook in a piece of bait. And when you're a fish, let's say you're a fish swimming through the element, you see all these worms floating around you, right? Right? And you want to eat them. And you're looking around and you see one fish, one of your buddies, he bites one of those worms and, oh, that's good. Goes to another one, oh, that's a good one. And then he goes to another one, oh, he gets shot up in the air, up in the water. And all of a sudden he's gone. It's like, where the hell happened to him? He's somebody's dinner. He's on the boat. That's where he is. Okay? Well, in like manner, just like that bait was advertising itself, it's just like thought. I learned something. I'm going to be this fish that swims around the ocean, sees all these worms, because I know there's a hook in each one of them. Pain, suffering, they're each one of them. They're thoughts. They're advertising themselves. And I'm swimming around and, oh, this guy gets taken up. Oh, this guy gets taken up. And I keep swimming, right? Because I want to eat something. I want to feed on something that isn't going to make somebody else feeding on me for dinner. Okay, so to speak. So, and that's what sustained equilibrium is. Sustained equilibrium is staying in the present moment, because the precondition of being detached, the precondition of attaining emptiness, the precondition of living a life of bright virtue begins with awareness. Okay, it's like Gautama Buddha said, all good things start with have awareness as their root. And you cannot be aware if you're not in the present moment, because being in the present moment is the very definition of awareness. Being aware of one's awareness is the very definition of being in the present moment. That's what being in the present moment is. Being aware of one's awareness. That is a uniquely human thing that we do that no other creature in the cosmos does that we know of. Okay? Maybe aliens do it on the other side of Neptune. I'm just trying to stay on this side of Neptune, which is hard enough, so I'm not going to think about what's on the other side of Neptune. All I know is that here one must be aware of his awareness. Just like when I move through space, I must be aware of the physical hazards in my environment. Otherwise, that's a precondition of movement. I have to be aware of my awareness as a human being. And I'll get to that. There are the first three principles of sustained equilibrium for staying in the present moment. Systematic forgetting. Subjective experience. Equilibrium points in one's environment and in one's interior, in one's body, in one's mind. So I'll get to those three. 13 minutes in this video. I got to keep them under 15. If anybody has any, hey, I'm not good at this kind of thing. I'm just linking them. Like I just say in part 1, part 2, part 3. Please follow me. Thank you.